sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
This is the Coach's Scouting Report, featuring Coach Rick Venturi on 101sports.com.
Welcome in, folks, to the Scouting Report on 101sports.com. I got a 27-year NFL veteran ready to educate you on how the Rams may possibly beat the San Francisco 49ers. Defense first, Coach. The Rams defensively, we should probably start with special teams. We kind of mix defense and special teams together.
Can't forget that one.
I'm pretty sure we've been reminded. We can't forget about special teams here in St. Louis. That starts with Ted Ginn, right?
Well, it really does, and a lot of people talk about what they don't like about the NFC West. But one thing the NFC West is, if you take the Rams out of it, they have the Cadillac of return guys. We see it week after week. We've given games away to Peterson, arguably gave one away 2 weeks ago to Washington and Seattle. And now you've got Ted Ginn Jr., who's right in there with the elite guys, both on kickoffs and on punt returns. So to start with, you certainly can't spot a good team like this field position or points.
And on defense, it really starts with Frank Gore.
It really does. And basically, Harbaugh has come in there and has maintained a lot of the running game that they had before. To me, when I watch them play, they look like a 1960s Ford truck, to be honest with you. They come right at you. It's a downhill running game with Gore. You're going to get powers, leads. Even the tosses go inside, a little bit of zone. Even the counters are inside. Right. He's a tackle-to-tackle guy. Occasionally, they'll bring in the rookie and run some outside stuff. But by and large, you've got to stop that downhill run, and most of it is going to go to their right. I think the Rams have an advantage with Chris Long over there to their left because that's where most of it's directed from that standpoint. But before you do anything else, you got to stop Frank Gore.
And then when it comes to passing, you really got two guys, at least to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, in Vernon Davis and Michael Crabtree that you really kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah, you really do, and particularly from a big play standpoint. Right. I think Davis is the toughest matchup on their team. This guy is athletically probably the premier tight end in the league, and he can get deep. He can climb a secondary. So don't let him get on top of you. Same way with Crabtree. Make Crabtree work for it. And that's not to take anything away from the other receivers, from Edwards and Delaney Walker and those guys. But eventually, when you play a team that's multi-talented, you have to pick your poison. And to me, it's stop Gore and don't let those other two guys over the top.
It's kind of like, maybe stop Beanie last week. You want to stop the run.
We said that right off the bat. If you stop Beanie, then you can get after Skelton. But if you let Gore go, then you're going to allow the quarterback to play kind of in a management mode, which he's in right now.
Now, how do we get after Alex
Well,
Smith?
This is the issue. And I think, again, a lot of it starts with that closing down of first down. Alex Smith did not die and raise up as Joe Montana. He still has the same limitations. The only difference is the team's being managed better. They're running bootlegs with him, quick screens, all that kind of stuff, manageable plays, okay? And that's fine and good. And as long as they're running the ball, all that stuff is good. If you stop that run and nothing big, you're going to force him to make a lot more what I call true quarterback plays, take the boots out of it and all that. I think you can rush him. The one thing the Niner offensive line is weak in protection. They're there to road grade. They're really good. They can road grade, particularly at right tackle with Davis. But they have issues on protection. Davis on the right side, Snyder the right guard. He was benched last week in the middle of the game for Rashal. So they've got issues there. So I think you can get after him. I think you can force this kid to implode if you'll rush the passer.
And while talented, this San Francisco offense is kind of set up to where the Rams defense can have a pretty good game.
I think the Rams defense is set up. This is not an explosive team. This isn't a team that goes out and scores 45 points like the Patriots or the Saints or the Packers. This is a team that wins with a simple formula, kind of that 1960s Ford truck idea. But I think that plays to the Rams. I think the Rams can be in this thing going into the fourth quarter.
Let's go to the offensive side for the Rams. And really, when you think about the offense for the Rams against a really good defense for the 49ers, you want to be able to do something on first down. But they're pretty good on first down against the run, aren't they?
They really are. They're outstanding. They're premier. One thing I think when you have to dissect a real good defense and say what really makes them and what is just a part of it. What really makes the Niners good is their inside five. Justin Smith, Sapiaga, McDonald at left end, and then those two premier bookend inside linebackers. Willis, who's the best middle linebacker in the game. Bowman, who's an emerging star there. That 5, that's going to be tough sledding. If you think you're going to go in there and just knock those guys off the ball, you're going to be in for a long day. So I think the inside quarter, you got to probe them. You got to keep attacking because that's who you are. But you got to be careful. If you keep working in there, you're not going to do much. You're not going to do much. You're going to end up in a lot of long yardage situation.
You want to take it outside?
I want to take it on the perimeter, on the edges, the outside corridors of the field. I'm going to make the big guys, Harrelson and Brooks. We've talked about these kind of 3-4 teams before. Get them out into space. They're there to rush the passer, to play tight in the box. Make them stand up. Make them out. I'm going to open formations a little bit this week. I will give a little spread on first down. Not staying it very long because I got to get that ball out. I'm going to use quick screens and screens to Jackson on first down like runs because I want to get all those big guys to have to play. I want to make their corners play. I'm going to take some shots on first down. Their corners are solid, Rodgers and Brown, but they're not superstars. Take shots at them when you can on first down. The other thing is I think it's very important because of the strength of their linebackers, but they play zone underneath, zone behind. If you can get Bowman, and this is why you got to keep a little bit of inside running going, Bowman and Willis to fill, there's areas back in there for your tight ends in the second level. I say that week after week.
The Rams don't throw it there,
no, but they've got to do it. They've got to be able to. This is a game that you're not going to line up and just run the ball 50 times and think you're going to win it.
Right. Interesting. So if you just stay ahead of the count, I think
that's key.
You got a chance.
And that's cliche-ish, but this week it's really, really important because now they're a different team when you get to long yardage.
Right.
When you get to long yardage, now what you're looking at is a really good pass rush. Not a blitzing team. This is still, he keeps it simple. He doesn't complicate the issue. But all of a sudden now, Alden Smith comes in the game and brings those fresh legs and that
good has
speed.
He been? I mean,
he's been an
so
extremely good rusher, and he's just playing part-time, but they utilize him. So they line him up all over the place so you don't know where he's going to edge. They're going to mismatch your weakest guy. Then they're going to leave Harrelson, Brooks in there with a guy like Justin Smith, a tenacious guy. So basically you're playing 3 hybrids and a killer. So you got to be really concerned. When you get in those long yardage situations, it's got to be protection, protection, protection. And the Rams, I don't know when they're going to learn this. I mean, they've already certified themselves that they can't protect the passer. You've got to be protection first. If you run 3-man patterns, fine. It's not a sophisticated coverage area back there. You got to keep your quarterback up, whether it's Sam, whether it's Feely, and you got to work from that premise up.
And a punt's okay. A punt out of bounds
and
is
third
okay.
down, again, a punt out of bounds, line up and play defense. I think the Rams defense will play better this week than they have. You know, I think this is a little better matchup than people think. People think this is no way on this case. But I think particularly if Chris Long can play the game of his life, I think you have a chance to stop the run. Go in there, you got to play a run-stopping defense. Take care of the ball. That's why I want protection. I don't want to give it up. And then you hope you take it in the fourth quarter and somebody comes up with a play.
Check all this out in text form, 101sports.com. Just look around. You'll see, actually, probably right above this video on the front page, you'll see his big mug. He's got the game plan up there for you to read. And then you can check us out pregame and postgame, respectively, on the broadcast on Sunday. Then we'll be back to chat about it at 9 a.m. Central Time on 101 ESPN on Monday. For Rick Venturi, I'm Zach McCray. This has been the Scouting Report on 101sports.com.